everyone. Welcome to Backstory Sessions. I'm your host, Matt. We hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey everybody, it's Kat, and I want to welcome you to this episode of Backstory Sessions. I'm joined today by my co-host, Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Kat. Hey, everyone. How are you?
Well, here we are at Season 10.
Yes, the beginning of Season 10.
It's like the beginning of the end.
Beginning of the end? Wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, it rhymes kind of 10 and
Sure.
with that little duh on the end. But
Uh-huh.
it seems like season 9 was a long time ago in some ways, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, when did we stop Season 9? Do you remember?
I don't.
It's like a
So that
month
must
ago?
mean it's been Risha. I do remember Risha Allen was our last guest. So
Ah, yes. She was really good.
it was a great episode to end on.
Yeah.
There's that word again, end. But you know, um, I feel like season 10 is, I don't know, just a milestone in a way because we're like, I don't know, 130 plus episodes right now.
Yeah.
Um, that's
131 to be exact.
Yeah, and I mean 10 seasons. That's really good because when we started, like, I don't think we had any expectation that we would be in season 10.
Probably not. I mean, we were just doing topical stuff about things we were writing about back then.
Yeah, way back then.
Yeah.
It has been, a couple of years, so I think kudos to us for like continuing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've had lots of great guests and lots of great stories, and we're going to continue it this season too.
There's so many more to tell, and I just already, like, because I know already some of the guests we're gonna have, it's really exciting to anticipate how the story's gonna go because I think every guest is like something of the story, but they always like have something surprising, I think, don't you?
Yeah, I would say that for the most part, most of them do. Sometimes we think, the interview is going to go a certain way, and it just kind of goes out into left field.
Yeah, and too, it's like no matter how many actors or how many writers or singers or whatever the case, like even though they may be in the same genre or something like that, they still have their own little backstory that makes them unique from just like writing. Like people write about basically the same topics, but because each person has their own individual style, the topics come out with a different feel, no matter if it is something that's been written about a million times.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody has a story, and that's what we found over the years. I mean,
Yeah, I think we even say that on something.
I
Maybe
think,
it's on the web page or something, but
yes, I think I remember seeing that somewhere.
yeah.
So,
So
so last time you were on, well, I mean, we did the mystery meats episode. Do you remember that? It was like towards the end of
yeah,
last season.
we did that next. It was next to the last
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
So how did that? You were getting ready for your first performance. How did that go?
That is true. So that takes me back a little. That really, at this point, seems like a long time ago as well. But so Mystery Meats kicked off at the Pennington in Corbin, Kentucky,
Right.
and It was a sold out performance. And by all accounts, everyone had a great time, and word of mouth must have spread. And we had a second performance also at the Pennington in Corbin a week later.
Right.
And again, very, very positive media coverage we got from that,
Mm-hmm.
and audience feedback was great. Um, you know, then we moved to Barberville, was our next location, Barberville, Kentucky.
Right.
And again, we had a sold out show. So I really feel like, that it's started really strong, considering, in that episode of last season, we talked about some of the challenges with the script and, um, you know, with everything new,
Yeah.
it, um, it had its moments. So I'm not going to say that like no effort, it was effortless and it, was like, because it was definitely not that. You
Not
know,
effortless.
the script is full of twists and turns, and the real life script, has been as well. But what I will say is that the one thing I did get right was talent. Like some of these actors I knew, some I did not.
Right.
But through the audition process, I put them all together, and it really is fascinating to me that the character, like the actors, um, I guess good actors, they always are able to take a character and just make it seem like that was that they're the only person that could be that character for the moment. That's
Right. Yeah.
like they just embody that. And um, so I think of Brooke Stansberry, and she plays the role of Charlotte, and it's like it's just exactly like how I pictured Charlotte. So there's no one else I could think of that I think would be Charlotte, except for Brooke. And
Right.
so I found many of the actors are like that. They just have made these characters. And so the really interesting thing, we have the reveal, going to London, Kentucky, and then Harlan, Kentucky, all in September. So that's where we'll close the show. We'll be in Harlan.
Ah.
And, there's
You'll
that
never
song.
leave Harlan alive.
Exactly. And how like how true is that with the murder mystery?
Right. There you go.
Like somebody's, not gonna leave alive, obviously.
Right.
So maybe more than one somebody,
You never
can't
know.
give too much away. That's right.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing then is that, in this business that I started, the second script is, has to already be ready to go.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You
Because,
got to keep them coming.
yeah, because the next performance will be the Halloween, season performance. And so
Right.
we're looking at end of September and then through October to rotate back through those locations and maybe add a new location.
Oh,
But
cool.
the great thing that I discovered is like through getting to know these characters in the reveal, we're going to carry some of them over. So they're going to be stock characters. And so Howard and Terry are very popular in the reveal,
Right.
and they're going to be the focus of the Halloween show.
Cool.
And you may see another couple pop up. Well, don't want to give too much away just yet about that, but I think that's going to be a continuing trend throughout this. I would say at least in through. We'll have a holiday episode that'll be like a Thanksgiving, Christmas kind of thing,
Right.
and then in January, February will be like the Valentine's love kind of thing. So
Of
I
course.
think at least, oh, I know, I can't wait to write that one because I really already have an idea, like
Of
how
course.
that's gonna go. But I think that's the cool thing of this that I did not expect is that I would want to keep these some of these characters and keep them reoccurring. And I think the really great thing about that is that, instead, like, I call you Matt, of course, but
Right.
like like the guy that plays Howard, and his name is Chris. But and we had him on the show, and we
Yep.
had Terry, Brittany on the show too.
Yep.
But I call Chris Howard. And then we have Amanda who plays Venus,
Mm-hmm.
and I call her Venus all the time. So they've just become like these characters to me,
Right.
and I didn't know them before, so that's just that's how I identify them now. So I think that part is really cool. That it's almost like writing a series, I guess.
Yeah. So
And
you're just taking the characters and putting them in different situations, or
yeah,
some of the characters, not all of them.
right. Some of the characters, will pop up in the Halloween show, and some other ones in the holiday, and
Mm-hmm.
and then some others. And then we're gonna get to meet some new people as well. So there will be stock characters, and then you'll get other characters
Right.
that may or may not, come back again.
I see.
Um, yeah, and I think the Halloween show, the most I could say right now, is that there's a lot of physicality in it. So I think it's going to be really funny and entertaining because it's going to have a lot more movement.
Mm-hmm.
This one had, quite a bit, but the Halloween's going to be even more so. So a lot of surprises and a good mix, I feel like, of a haunted, a happy haunted kind of thing. It's not going to be the kind that makes you, really terrified and screaming, I
Right.
hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. So you're doing two more.
Two more reveals. Yes.
Okay. So two more reveals, and then you get into the new one. Do you have a name for that
Yeah.
one yet?
Yeah. So we'll be having auditions, actually next week starting. So,
What's the
you
name of
know,
that one?
well, right now we're just going to call it the Halloween show.
Okay. So working title.
Yes. So
Okay.
we got it. Yeah.
So when.
But there's some cute possibilities there that we're playing around with.
Okay. So are you writing this on your own, or you have help, or what are you doing?
Uh, so actually on this one again, it's a collaborative effort.
Mm-hmm.
So Kim Miller and Michael Radford, who both took part in the first one, as well as yourself.
Right.
You know, um, they are doing a lot of the writing for this Halloween script, and
Okay.
yeah, so it's again, it's going to be a collaborative effort, and I feel like a lot of the scripts, because they have to come out so quickly,
Yeah.
and also like Kim is an actress in the reveal as
Mm-hmm.
well, so I feel like we all know these characters, and it makes it easy to co-write with people and collaborate because you're not starting from nothing.
Right. Yeah.
You're starting from a common core group of characters. So I think that works, and hopefully we'll get some. I call you title master, so
That's true. Yeah.
you know, yeah. So hopefully you'll like pass along that deciding title for us.
Sure. I'll have to think about that one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess you would call this business venture a success so far?
I would say that it is a success, and I would say that I'm really proud of it. And I'd also say that it is so much harder than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
everything usually is. I mean, just,
yeah.
because all the things you don't think of or whatever, all the things that, excuse me, all the things that can go wrong or whatever.
Well, it's definitely, a learning process.
Sure.
And I feel like, that I've learned some valuable things that I'll carry over into the Halloween script, and dealing with
Right.
situations, whatever they may be. Like there's a whole lot of, it's a business, so it's not just the fun part of creating art and,
Right.
I mean, there's casting, that's one responsibility, and directing is another responsibility, and scheduling is another responsibility, and,
Mm-hmm.
making sure you got insurance and making sure you got a caterer and planning the menu.
Right.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's just the just a few of the things.
Right. A
Like,
million
there's a
details.
whole lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so, I will say the scripts are written to be, fairly flexible as far as adding improvisation. So
Right.
if something does need to be changed, in a quick manner, the cast is pretty adaptable. They're all very skilled in improv, and that's the kind of actors that I
Right.
was seeking, because I will say there was a funny moment in the reveal. Um, it's actually it's one of the funniest things, and it wasn't even scripted to be, because you never know with the audience interaction.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen. Like some people are like, really gung ho to get up there and participate, and
Right.
some
Yeah.
people like, are shy
Get
about
away
it.
from me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or they don't look at you,
Yeah.
like you're in class or whatever, and you want to
Don't
lay your
make
head
eye
down.
contact.
Exactly. Don't, stay away from me, stay away
Mm.
from me. But so there's this, I don't want to give away too much of it, but there's one part at the end where Brooke's character, Charlotte, she's like interviewing to see, ask the classmates who are in the audience, like what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's got her, pretend microphone, and she's going to, so this is like the third time we've done the show.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, when she goes up to people, they'll say like the one or two words that you think, that you're expecting. Well, at the Barberville show, she put this pretend microphone. She asked this guy, like, what happened. And he like almost recounted the whole plot of the play. I mean, he like didn't miss a beat either. He was like telling the whole story. So, you know, you definitely know he was paying attention, and it was so funny
Yeah,
because
yeah. I was gonna say he's definitely paying attention. That's cool.
yes. So, it's just things like that. And the photos of the audience, just enjoying themselves and making memories. It's been a really great experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, you
And
know,
I heard you spoke to the Rotary.
yeah. So the Corbin Rotary Club, they did invite me to come and speak about my new business, Tri County Mystery Meats, because we don't really say the business name all that much. We are just really like, okay,
Right.
the reveal, come see the reveal.
Yeah.
Um, but they did ask me to come speak, and that was an honor to be able to do that and let them know like what we are and what we're about,
Mm-hmm.
and ways that they could get involved. So I think that was also successful, and I appreciate that opportunity as well. I'm glad you brought that up.
Were you nervous?
I was nervous. Not so nervous about you know like what I'm doing and talking about that, but
Mm-hmm.
I've it's not been the best of times for me, with some health issues, and
Oh
so
yeah, yeah. I see.
yeah, so I was nervous about like how am I gonna feel that day? Am I gonna
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah. So, and so in updating, because the day after the Rotary Club was the Air Supply concert,
Oh
and I think
yes, air
I think
supply.
everyone will remember from season one. season 1, season 9, episode 1, the cell phone story.
Oh yes, yes, the cell phone story. Yeah.
When I was just dreaming of going to the concert at that point.
Right. And you had what, front row tickets?
Well, I didn't even know that until I got there.
Hmm.
But I had the greatest seat ever, like, um except, if you could have been on stage, that would have been the only thing that was better. So it's the best seats I've ever had, and don't say it's because of air supply, because you know
It was
I know
sold
you
out,
think it. Yes, it was sold out.
which is surprising
And
to me, but hey, what do I know?
exactly, you don't, because that was evidence when you like would not agree to let me, use your cell phone had you been there.
Right, right.
But as it turned out, I was able to film, but not be a candle and film, thanks to
Yeah,
who.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So it too was a really great experience. They sound very much like they always did, and a lot of musicians, as they're older, um, they don't sound that same way,
Right, yeah.
and hear them live or whatever, it's sometimes like,
Disappointing.
well, disappointing, or you're being like, well, okay, it has been 60 years.
Right, yeah, they are like 80 years old now, so.
Yeah. And I don't really know, they're probably air supply, I mean, I hope they're not listening, but they're probably 70.
Yeah,
They could be
probably.
70.
Yeah.
So it has been a bit since since I first heard these songs, but
Yeah.
it was, they were really good, and I will say the crowd was very energetic. Like, there was a lot of energy, and I think that they just fed off of that, and it
Now,
was
see, I would have thought with people that old who are going to see Air Supply, a lot of them would have had to leave early, and because past their
hey,
bedtime.
we were at this concert. They didn't let us out till 10:30, so
Oh wow, staying up
yeah,
late. Damn.
everybody was up past bedtime on this side.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, I mean,
you know,
as long as you
uh,
enjoyed yourselves.
well, it was, it was an experience, and I feel like, in my supposed living life with gusto, this was supposed to be one of those moments, and
Hmm.
the Bret Michaels concert,
Oh, that was
that got
canceled, right?
yeah got
Oh
postponed.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's coming in October now, and supposedly, and but the sad part of that is, that Night Ranger and Starship are not going to be there now, and we don't know who is going to be there. So
Ah, the mystery concert. Yes.
yeah, so I don't even know, like, if I'm going to be there.
Well,
We'll
I mean,
see.
they should announce that fairly soon, I would think.
Yes, I really think it should have already been announced, because the concert, actually, the concert was supposed to be the day before our opening for the reveal of that
Ah,
first performance. So, it's been a few weeks now, and so
yeah.
yeah, I'm just curious to see, like, I bought a lot of tickets
Yeah,
to
yeah. Have you resolved that? You got like what, 8 tickets now or something?
yeah, yeah, but I had a whole bunch. So I was able to, like, finally, like, resolve most of it.
Oh,
I still, have tickets, but my cousins were going to go to the concert, and they didn't cancel it until,
yeah. It's like the
um
day before or something, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was the day before, like, pretty late in the day too. So, like, as soon as I saw it, because they were driving from Ohio, and I was tried to get in touch with them, but they had already left, and I know a lot of people that had traveled to Corbin to see the concert,
Yeah.
you know, had motel rooms and all this too, that they didn't get their money back for. And
Yep. So they just.
so it does. I saw Lionel Richie had canceled. This is really not anything to do with that, but it's on the subject of canceling concerts. Lionel Richie had canceled one within the hour, I think, of
Yeah.
that show starting.
Yeah. He couldn't land in New York or something. He said.
Yeah, well, people
Sounds a
are
little
not happy
suspect
about
to me.
that.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
you, yeah.
So you got mystery meets going on. What else you got going on? Anything exciting?
Uh, well, my concerts,
Yeah. Yeah. Air Supply.
that
Yeah.
that's really, that's over now, and we're, as we said, waiting for the next one. I expect that I'm going to see you in, the next month or two, and so that's exciting.
I will.
And
Yeah, I'll try and get down there. I'm not coming down for Brett Michaels though. So.
yes, well, you know what? I hope Hellstorm comes, and then I'll be like, I'm sorry, Matt, you
Yeah,
cannot go.
that
This
would
is
suck.
sold out.
But you have 8 tickets.
Yeah, I'll be like, I have this on the podcast where you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
I don't think there's any worries there because I really don't think that they're gonna be touring with Bret Michaels. So
I would kind of doubt it, but hey, you never know. Stranger things have
I
happened. She's in
mean,
Nashville. He's going to be in Corbin, so it's only a couple hours away.
that's true. I mean, they could,
Yeah,
merge and that. Now that would be a concert. I'd be like so glad I had the ticket. I'd
yeah,
be like
yeah. See,
rocking out to Lizzie. And
that's right. He could bring somebody really good.
well, it could happen, and there's a lot of good musicians to choose from. So that's
Sure.
another thing. You know,
Yep.
it's just like there's a lot that you don't necessarily like too, and so when you're getting like a group that you did like taken away, you're kind of nervous about
Yeah.
like
Well,
who's going to be the substitute because that could ruin the whole experience.
that's true. He could. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm trying to help write the script, and also Roots of the Bluegrass, the Kentucky Theater Association contest is taking place, and we're,
Yeah.
you know,
Sadly, I was not able to enter this year. I usually do pretty
yeah,
well on that, but
you could have entered, but I know
yeah,
like you're really busy and that kind of thing, and
yeah, yeah.
but
That I
you
am.
remember the contest, fondly because you did so well, and
Yeah, I think I have. I won it and then got a couple seconds and thirds, probably 2 or 3 times. So
yeah, so that's a really good experience, and so I'm busy coordinating that, and so it seems like I have a lot going on.
sounds like it.
So well, and you as well. You have a lot going on.
I do, yes. My new job in Pennsylvania has kept me very busy. Um, I'm I was supposed to be in Texas today, but uh, through some scheduling changes, my boss ended up going. But I am going to India for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days in September, which will be interesting. I've never been there. We're going to do a quick trip over and back. So I think I'm there like a day and a half, and the rest of the time is spent traveling or something. So
Yeah, I wish like you were flying through Kentucky or something.
yeah, I don't think it goes that way. So
Well, it just seems like if they're going to keep you in the air that long, they could just like, reroute you here for a bit.
yeah, usually I mean, I think you fly out of Newark or something like that, and it goes probably east, and you're heading towards Europe. So
Yeah. Well, that'll be an adjustment because,
yeah, it'll be an interesting trip for sure. And then where else am I going? There was some. No, that was it. So I thought there was another potential trip, but I mean, I went on a road trip to look at some equipment and things like that. But um, yeah, I was thinking there might be another one somewhere in the U.S., but I don't think that's true.
Well, at least there's a Kentucky trip that's on the kind of on the schedule. It's on the tentative schedule. So, really,
Yeah,
I'm just going to focus on that one.
yeah, probably September, October, and I'll head down there for a couple days.
Yeah, I'm going to be expecting like some kind of souvenir from India too. So,
Oh, really? I don't know if I'll have any time. Well, I mean, maybe in the airport I'll find something. Get you a shot glass or something.
I'm sure you can find something,
Yeah,
even if you have to like take it from the motel room or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I don't even know. Like,
Like an ink pen with paper that I can
yeah,
draw
yeah. The
arrows,
Gideon
whatever.
Bible or whatever. Yeah.
So, what do before you go to India, we've had some guests before, from that culture. So, what are you looking forward to the most?
Probably just seeing, like, we're flying into Mumbai and then taking another flight to Vadodara or something like that. And probably just seeing like what the country looks like, and you know, I know it's very populated in Mumbai and stuff, so it'll be interesting to see that. Um, and compare that to like New York City, where I've been a million times, and yeah, so I'm kind of looking forward to that, the contrast between the two cities and stuff like that.
What about rickshaw? Are you planning to ride one?
I've heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I was reading somewhere on probably the State Department website that it is not advised to go in a rickshaw.
I think that's probably wise.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I, I don't remember what the issue is, but typically, yeah, it's not advised. And there are places that you shouldn't go, and that sort of thing. So there is a fair amount of crime there, as you can imagine, with all those people. So
Oh yeah, and I mean they could just in the rickshaw run right off with you,
that's
like
right. Yeah. Slow down. I need to jump out. Hmm.
be like, no, bring Matt back. Yeah, they'll be like sending a ransom note to the podcast, and I'll be like, oh
Yeah,
my God,
yeah,
we have to raise money, people,
that's right. We're gonna
and I don't
monetize it.
have time for a
Right.
fundraiser right now. So,
Gonna monetize the podcast so we can get Matt out of Indian prison.
right, well, I would, but I'd be mad about it because I'd be like, I got a million things going on.
I wouldn't be too happy either, So
I'd be like, is this a joke?
yeah, probably.
Are you
Right.
trying to stage me or something?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to India and got abducted in a rickshaw.
Well, like if you think about your trip to the Ukraine, you had quite a bit of things happen there that,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's true.
you
So I
know,
think this one will be a little bit different because I'm going with my boss, and he's like, he's a pretty big guy. He's like 6'5", and he's kind of an imposing figure, I would say.
well, and he's been to India like a lot,
Yeah,
right?
he's been here a few times, and he knows where we're going, and the people
Yeah.
that we're meeting with, and that sort of thing. So, um,
Uh,
yeah, I think I'll be fine.
Phew. Well, I can sleep tonight knowing you're gonna be okay.
Me too.
Well, exciting season coming up, and I feel like, I enter all of them thinking like this is going to be the best one, and I can't pick out a best one. Like even looking back on the nine, it's they're all best in their own way.
Yeah, there's good and bad in everyone, in every season, not every person, but every season, and uh, there's good and then there's not as good. I would say not bad. I mean, I would say that there's good ones and not as good ones. So um, there are some that I really like and others that I'm just like, eh. So, uh,
I love everyone.
but yeah, I mean, it should be an interesting one for sure. Season 10.
Well, when you went back to saying there's good and bad, and in everyone, I was thinking to sing Ebony and Ivory.
Oh,
That
Lord.
yeah, well, it's the lyrics. I mean, I didn't write them, but
That's true.
when you go quoting these things, it's gonna pop a song in my mind.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Ebony and Ivory. Who sang that one?
that was Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, I think.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah. Why did I think
Yeah,
Lionel Richie was involved somehow? Probably because you just mentioned him. But
yeah, he's on the bad list apparently. You know, so.
yeah. Well, it happens.
Yeah, a lot of people on the bad list right now over concerts. So
That's true. Yeah. I mean, Bruce Springsteen. I don't know if he's on a bad list, but he canceled a bunch of concerts because he's sick.
yeah, and then you got Miranda Lambert.
Yeah. Yeah. Controversy.
Yeah, so and it goes on and on. And then you got the fans that are throwing things and hitting the performers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Throwing cell phones or some crap.
yeah,
That's
so
so
I mean it's
stupid.
just a lot of stuff going on when you get. It's just like the play. You just never know when you have live bunches of live people together. Like what's gonna happen?
Well, there you go. We've come full circle. Back to the reveal.
There you go. I mean, we're good at that. I feel like
Yep,
that's why we're season 10 right now.
that's
It's
right.
like full circle from 1 to 10,
No, that
beginning
would
to
be
end.
like 1
Like
to
I
12.
said, oh my gosh, like I said, end, beginning to end.
Alrighty. Well, on that note, let's get season 10 going. Um,
Well, before we do that, can't you just compliment me on the fact that that end came to me like at the beginning of this, and now it's just like presented itself at the end of, like that's really if there was ever any doubt that I do have like some kind of psychic connection to the universe, I mean,
psychic
uh,
or
you know.
psycho? No, yeah. I mean, it's good that you can tie those things together because I'd just be like, all right, here, well, let's get season 10 going.
Which is good too, it's
Yeah,
good too.
yeah.
Like you
So
said, there's good and bad in
that's
everyone.
good and not so good. Yes. All right.
Mm.
Well, so this episode is just us. We did not have a guest lined up
Yeah, so we
after
really
this.
have but to say let's talk to, so and so.
Yeah. So this season is going to run when up through Christmas, I think. Is that what we decided?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll do. I think last year we did a shopping episode around Thanksgiving to help people pick out gifts. I think we'll probably do that again.
Oh, yes. That's so fun, isn't it?
Yeah, like the Black Friday thing.
Yeah, I mean, we come up with such great ideas last year.
Yes,
So,
yes. And then I don't know, was there another?
remember that bed? Like you didn't even have to like get up to do anything.
Yeah.
It had everything.
Right,
Refrigerator.
unless the TV fell on you, I think was the issue.
Yeah. nobody probably bought that for anyone, but
Yeah, it
still,
was
it
like
was,
$11,000 or something.
yeah, and it really didn't look that practical. And it really, it's not that good for you to stay in bed all the time. So,
That's, yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's like very unhealthy. Hey,
right.
well, we could talk about that because you are on like a healthier path of eating and, things like that, of being
Yes,
health
yes.
conscious,
So,
drinking water.
yeah, yeah, trying to drink more water. And my son he's been doing meal prep for us and, picking out like healthier things. And we've been cutting back on pizza and burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. And yeah, so far it's working out pretty well. Um, I don't drink as much water as I should probably, and I wouldn't say it's 100%, strict healthy stuff. I mean, occasionally we do have pizza or whatever, but trying to limit it. So yeah, doing okay. Lost like I don't know, probably 15 pounds so far.
Way to go.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Oh, yeah,
but
I'm proud.
well, thanks. And I'm proud of you for bringing up the end at the beginning. And
Oh, see,
yeah.
that's like the nicest thing you've said to me in season 10.
Well, there you have it. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's end this episode, and we will be back next week with the second episode of season 10. We'll see who's on.
With a guest,
Yes, with a guest.
if anyone will come talk to us after this one.
Right. Well, I guess then we'll see. Maybe we will, maybe we won't.
Yeah, we will. Because I'll be nice and be like, I'll talk to you.
All signs point to the fact that we will be back next week with another episode. With a guest.
Signs are good.
Alright. Alright. Well, we'll talk to y'all next week. As always, if you have any questions, concerns, or comments, you can send those to Kat at iWritePlays@outlook.com, or you can write to me at backstoriesessions@gmail.com or matt@level11ventures.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.